Yo, what's up, guys? Today I will be talking about who I think will be the champions at each division by the end of the year. So, yeah, look, there may not be a lot of movement. My bad. There might not be a lot of movement because there's these guys are gonna fight once, maybe twice by the end of the year. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta pump out something. So yeah, now to start it off, I think flyweight division is so dead, dude. Pantoja's fucking beat everybody there. The only way I see Pantoja not being the champ is if he moves up and vacates the belt. But I don't think anybody at flyweight has the skills or tools to beat Pantoja. Oh god, that was a bad voice crack. But yeah, I don't think anybody has the skills. Only way I could see it is if maybe like Manel Cat, weight bully Manel Cat comes in and like chins him, but I don't see that happening either. I think he would just go to the ground with him. Pantoja would go to the ground with Manel Cap. And yeah, I don't see anybody beating Pantoja at flyweight. And all right, to move on. I do now. I think there are fighters at bantamweight capable of beating O'Malley, but I think how they're going to handle O'Malley is why he's gonna be the champ. So he's fighting Cheeto this Saturday actually at this like 6 days as of recording this, and I think he's gonna beat Cheeto, and then he's gonna fight Taporia. He's gonna want to move up and fight Taporia, so there's gonna be an interim champ, and he's gonna keep the belt. Not saying I agree with that. I just think this is what the UFC is gonna do. So he's just gonna have to beat Vera, and he's pretty much guaranteed to hold his belt until 2025. So I think that's what's going to happen. And yeah, they're not going to make O'Malley fight fights that they don't want him to fight. They're going to want to keep him at the top for as long as possible. They're probably going to have a Marab versus Sandhagen interim belt just to eliminate one of the dangerous threats to him, and then he's gonna just have to beat the other. Which I think if it's a Marab, he'd have an easier time beating Marab than Sandhagen. But yeah, I think Sandhagen's a terrible matchup for him because he's got that good striking, that fast twitch striking, those spin attacks, and he showed against Rob Font that he can wrestle. So yeah, I think Sean O'Malley will be the champ by the end of this year, but come next year we might see a new champ. Featherweight, it's gonna be Ilia Topuria. It's just a featherweight trend. Once you beat the goat, you are the goat, and I don't see anybody beating Ilia Topuria, unless Volt comes back. But I don't think you should fight him this year. I don't think you will fight him this year. And Sean O'Malley sure as hell ain't beating him. Sean O'Malley might get knocked out against Taporia if they fight. Yeah, I don't see that going well for Sean because Taporia is just a strong guy. He's short, but he's strong, and he can get in the pocket. Like even against Jai Herbert, he ate that head kick, got back up, got in the pocket, knocked out Jai Herbert cold, one punch. Looked like a UFC 5 knockout the way he fell. So yeah, I have Ilya defending his belt against Sean, and maybe a Mamzar Evloev or like a Brian Ortega if they want to give him title shot after that performance against Yair. But yeah, whoever they give Ilya, he's gonna win. Next, Islam Makhachev. Yeah, I mean, I hope Charles Oliveira beats Arman, then beats Islam, but I don't see that. I don't see any lightweight on the planet right now beating Islam. Only way he doesn't have it is if he goes for double champ against Leon and they make an interim belt and he vacates all that. But yeah, I don't see that happening. I just think Islam is gonna stay right where he is, champ of the lightweights. Khabib 2.0 with better striking. Yeah. All right. His only matchup I could see beating him would be Arman Sarukian because they had a close fight their first time and they both improved a lot. And I think Arman can do it. But I just don't think he will. And moving on, yep, you guessed it, Leon Edwards. Leon is gonna fight Bilal sometime this year. I think he outstrikes Bilal. He's just better than Bilal, I think. Bilal, if he gets him to the ground though, he will have Leon in serious trouble. I sound like Joe Rogan. But yeah, as long as Leon can keep it standing, and their first fight didn't last that long, but Leon was doing good on the feet. He had that head kick that rocked him. But it didn't really show much. The only thing that really showed was just the head kick. But I think Bilal will be ready for that this time. He wouldn't get rocked by it. It'd be probably a boring decision for whoever wins, but I think Leon would just be able to stay on his feet and outpoint Bilal on the feet. And yeah, that's how he wins. Middleweight. Oh wait, let me get my inner bet time. Here's the fucking thing, you guys, about the middleweight division. Yeah, Sean Strickland. I think Sean. This is kind of biased because Sean's one of my favorite fighters, but I think he could do it. He's just gotta. Whoever they give him, I think they're gonna either give him Shemaev or Whitaker, and whoever they give him, I think he has a decent chance of beating them if it's Whitaker or Shemaev. I feel like Whitaker would almost be harder because Shemaev has the possibility of gassing out, and Strickland has good defensive wrestling. Like we saw it against Dricus. Every time he got taken down, he got right back up. And I know Dricus isn't Shemaev when it comes to wrestling, but also against Usman, we saw that Shemaev can easily gas out. He wasn't able to hold down Usman, who was fighting a weight class up on 10 days. No, oh, I take that back. In the first round, he held him down. But the last two rounds, they could arguably sorry, they can easily go to Usman. I think it was, what was it, 29-27, because they gave him 10-8 in the first. They gave Shemaev 10-8. But yeah, and when it comes to Whitaker, the only thing I could see being an issue is him kind of having a similar-ish style to Dricus or Jared Cannonier, where it's like he's springy, he comes on the attack. Sean is good against counter strikers or guys who gas out, and Shemaev gasses out. But I feel like he could walk down Whitaker, check the leg kicks. He's obviously got great defensive striking, and I feel like I feel like he's gonna beat whoever they give him next, and then he's going to beat either guy in a rematch, whether it's Dricus or Izzy. And yeah, moving on. Light heavyweight division, Magomed Ankalaev. The boring pick, I know, but Jamal Hill or Alex Pereira. I think Alex Pereira is gonna win because this is too quick of a turnaround for Jamal Hill. But whoever wins that is just not going to be able to compete with Magomed Ankalaev on the ground. He's just nowhere near the level that Magomed is. And he's a good striker, too. We saw him knock out Johnny Walker. I mean, the first time he hit him with a legal knee, but in the UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Ankalaev, it was clean knockout. Yeah, I think it was just a right hand. But yeah, and even against, I mean, the Blachowicz fight wasn't a great example, but yeah, Magomed Ankalaev, he can strike, he can grapple, and he's world class in both aspects. I don't think anybody can compete with him. If he's going against Alex Pereira, he's just gonna take him down. Same with Jamal Hill, and yeah, moving on to the heavyweight division, Tom Aspinall. So I think Jones will probably fight Stipe then retire. But if he doesn't and he fights Tom, I think Tom beats him anyway. Not because, like, if Prime John Jones moved up to heavyweight, Aspinall would lose. But this is just not Prime Jones. He's coming off a torn pec against a young heavyweight guy in Tom Aspinall who is great at jiu-jitsu, and he just knocked out what people were calling the best boxer in the heavyweight division in Sergey Pavlovich to get the interim title. And yeah, I just don't see Jones beating Aspinall at his current age and coming off a torn pec, which is a very bad injury. So yeah, I think Tom Aspinall will be the heavyweight champion. All right, that's it, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my future champions. And yeah, that's it. Peace.